Hello guys, so welcome to this task, the 0x03 shell init files, variables and expansions. Okay, we already have a video for the quiz questions, and in that video there's a Google form there, so I believe that most of you have done your task completely because I made sure I answered all the questions in that Google form. But this is just a tutorial to show us how these manipulations are being done on shell. So this is going to be purely tutorial. All right, so we're going to be looking at the questions and try to see how we can answer the questions and see why we even answer the questions the way we answer the questions. I will also be looking at other concepts too. So if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, and then just comment areas you think we need to improve, or you just want to appreciate us, give us a comment. And if you are new here, thank you for coming. Please subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you get notification whenever we upload a video. This channel is going to be helpful throughout your stay in ALS. Like I told us in our last video, we're going to be entering into C programming very soon, and this channel is going to be very helpful. All right, so let's jump into the task for today. I mentioned the man page yesterday that you can actually look out some commands using the man page or the or help page. So let's say we want to look at a command like the echo command. So you can so this is the echo command. So you just type man and then the echo command. So you see this is the echo command, and you can see the name, display a line of text, the synopsis, the description, echo the string to standard output, -n, do not output the trailing new line, -e, enable interpretation of \escape, -E, disable interpretation, --help, display is help. So this is just telling you, okay, so if you use echo -n, this is what it's going to do, echo -e, this is what it's going to do. That is how you can get the manual or the help for each command. So for some command they are in the manual, for some command they are not in the manual. You need to check the help in order to see the manual. So let's say we want to do, let's say man set. Let's see if set is in the manual. So set is not in the manual. Let's say help set. Okay, so you see set is not in the manual but is in the help page. So you can also go through your help page and see. So this is set. You can read about set. We're also going to be using it here in this in today's task. So you can read about set, change the value of share attribute and positional parameters, or display the name and value of share variables. So -a, mark variables which are modified. So you can just go through them and see the specifiers you want to use. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is just I just thought I should put this out there for us to know how we can use the man page or the help page if we do have a need of looking at some commands and what they do. Okay, so the next thing I want to tell us now is the alias command. I've been mentioning the alias command, singing the alias command, that is going to be very helpful for us to use, especially when we do git add, git commit, make it executable and all that. That can be tiring by just writing that over and over again. So the alias command, let me zoom this out a bit. How do we write the alias command? So let's say we want to see, let's say ls-l and enter. So you see that this shows us the list of our files that we have in this present directory. Yeah. So let's clear this. Now we want to, instead of typing ls all the time, ls-a all the time, we want to say that anytime we type L it should do the same thing that ls-a is supposed to do. So we're going to use alias. So we're now going to use the alias command, and we'll now say l is equals to, we'll give it a value which is ls-l, and then enter. So now we have assigned this whole command, we have assigned this whole command to L. So whenever we tap L and enter, it's going to give us the same thing that this command is supposed to give us. So that is how you can set your alias for any command. And you can also pipe your alias. You can also chain your alias. How do I mean by pipe and chain? So you can give your alias more than one command, and you say, okay, do this, then do this, then do that, and it will work for you. So let's clear our screen. Now, let's say we want to give our alias two commands. So let's say we want to give our alias and say alias, let's just call this P for lack of letters, equals to. So we're going to say, I'm thinking of commands that will not conflict, and we can see them. So we're going to say alias, then we'll say P equals to. So let's do ls. So let's do ls, then we'll do ls-l. So let me show us what ls will do. So if we do ls now, this is what ls will do. Then ls-l, this is what it will do, okay? So now we want to use the alias command to do these two. So once we tap P now, that P should do that for us immediately. Okay. So let's see how we can pull that out. So we'll just say ls, and then we'll use the semicolon, and we'll say when you're done with that, do ls-l and enter. So let's see if this is correct. So if we do P now, let's see what is going to happen. So you see that first we tap P, first it executed the first one, which is ls, this, and then it now executed the second one, which is this. Okay, so that is how you can also change your command using the semicolon. And then, so instead of saying ls first and ls-l, so we can just chain it together, and when we call P will just execute that for us. Okay, so that is how you can change your commands with the help of alias. Okay, so how do I stop it? So once you close your terminal, your alias is no longer functional. When you open your terminal again, you can set a new alias. And if you want to make your alias permanent, then you can just go to the bash rec file and include. So let me just show you. I don't want to add, but I will just show you. So just vi to your bash rec folder, and when you get to your bash rec folder, you will be able to add your alias to your bash rec folder, and then whenever you need your bash rec folder, your alias, you can call it. So even when you close your terminal, it's still going to be there for you. So bash rec, I hope this is command, this is correct. So let's see. So we'll veer into this file. Okay, that's correct. So if you scroll all the way down, you will see where you have alias, and then you can just add. So this is the place we have alias. So you can just add your alias here. So you can see all these are alias. So you can just add your own alias. So just type alias and add your alias that you want to see in action. Okay. So let's just save and quit without saving. Q and exclamation mark. Okay. All right. So that is it for the alias command. The next thing I want to show us is the printf command. So if I do echo Sunday, this is going to just print out Sunday on the screen. If I do printf and I do Sunday, it's going to print Sunday for me, but this Sunday is attached to this line. That is because printf will only print formatted text. So what do I mean by formatted text? Printf only print text the way you give it to it. It doesn't do anything different from whatever you give to it. So if I want this Sunday to show in a new line, then I will have to include a new line character, which is \n and enter. So now Sunday is showing in a new line or on a new line. So this is how you can use printf with the new line command. So for anything to show in a new line, then you need to add the forward slash or backward slash n. Okay, so let's also see another way we can use the printf. So this is our printf, and we want to print a float. So we're going to use a format specifier. So this percentage sign in printf is called format specifier. Format specifier. So with the f, so the f shows that it's a float, and then backward slash n is a new line because I want it to be printed on a new line. Space. So let's say I want to print 10.89008900. Now, what this is going to do is to print a float for us. And what is a float? A float is any number that has decimals after it. So a float prints decimal numbers. Okay, it prints decimal numbers. So if I tap enter, printf, sorry, not printf, there's no T. Printf, yep. So now you see that it prints out whatever you give to it as a float. Now let's also use the same command. Let's say we want to print to 2 decimal places. We'll just put a period and 2 there, so it will print 10 dot 2 other numbers. That's 2 numbers after the decimal. So if I hit enter now, it's going to print 10 and these 2 numbers. So that is how you can use printf and the float specifier. We have other specifiers like specifier D, specifier E that we will look at when we start our C programming. So we can also use format specifier D. So that will just print the whole number to the screen. It doesn't print a float. So if I use the same command and I change this to specifier D with the same 10.8900. So this is the result. It says printf this is invalid number. So it only printed 10 to us because it can only print whole number. So if I remove this and enter, you see that there's no error because it can only print this. But if you want to print decimals, you now use your float to print decimals. Okay, so that is it for printf. All right, now the next thing I want to show us is how to assign names to values, so variables. Now let's say we want to give so let me say name. I will say equals to, all right, let me say name equals to, then I'm going to give it a value that whenever I call that value, so thing should happen. So I can use a single quote or double quotes, okay? So let me say this, or I'll just say my name is Sunday Emmanuel. Okay, and I hit enter. So now if I echo name, so you see it prints out my name is Sunday Emmanuel, but here I only echoed name. So why did it print out my name is Sunday Emmanuel? Is because this name echo has a value, or this name has a value of my name is Sunday Emmanuel inside it. So when you use the $sign to call it now, you are telling it that, okay, I recognize that you are an environment variable, so print out whatever you have inside of you. So if I just say echo without the $sign, see what is going to happen. It's just going to print out name to me. But if I want to access the value that is inside the name, I'm going to use the $sign to see whatever value I have given to name. All right. So that is how you can give names, okay, to your value. So you give out a name and then you add something inside the name. So this will come handy when we start doing C programming. You will enjoy, having to name things and give them values inside. Okay, so that is it for our values and the name and variable. So I thought I should just put it out there for us. Another thing I want us to look at, which I think will also come handy for us, is, sorry, this is supposed to be small letters, is the binary command or the arithmetic commands. Okay, so we also have arithmetics in shell, so we can also do simple arithmetics in shell. For instance, let's say we want to just add one number to the other in shell. We can just say echo. So if I say echo 2 plus 2 plus 2, so it just print out echo 2 plus 2. If I say echo 2 times 2, it just print out echo 2 times 2, but that's not what I actually want. I wanted it to say 2 times 2 and it give us 4, or 2 plus 2 and it give us 4, something like that. Okay, now how do we now make this to print? So this is where we are going to use the arithmetic shell arithmetic values. Okay, now let's say we want to print out something to the screen. We're going to use the echo command, and then we're going to use the $sign. Okay, and then the double bracket, and we'll say, let's say 3 plus 2, and then let's close our brackets now and hit enter. So now you see that it printed 5 because now we have added the arithmetic values to it, so it printed 5. So in the same vein, if we say 2 times 3 now, it's also going to print out the result, which is 6. So let's also say, we say 2 times or 3 times 2. This is simply 3 raised to the power of 2. So enter, it gave us 9. Because this is 3, so if you want to do raised to the power, is double bracket, double asterisk. Okay, so that is how you can do simple arithmetic in shell. So now we can also add, let's say we have a value somewhere that is a number. We can also add that to it. So for instance, let's say we do this and say name equals to, so let's give this name a value. Let's say this value is 10. All right, so name equals to 10, enter. So now let's come back and say we want to add a number to our 10. So let's do our calculation. We'll just say echo, right? And then our $sign and our double bracket. We're going to say 10 plus $sign again and name. Remember, we have 10 inside name, so hit enter. So here you see that the echo command has now printed 20 to us. Why did it print 20? Because inside name there is a value called 10. So now in this calculation, 10 on name represents 10. So when you add 10 to 10, you have 20. So how do we know that we have 10 inside name? Because we gave the value 10 to name. All right. So if I want to see what is inside the value of 10, you remember what we did? You can just do echo and then the $sign and name. Hit enter. So you see that we have 10 here. So if we change 10 inside the name value and give it another number, when we add to whatever is in the name value, it will give us whatever result is supposed to give us. So that is how you can do your arithmetics using values and numbers. Okay, so I thought we should put this out there, and so that you can just learn this concept, because the main goal is that you are learning something every day. All right, it's not about just doing the task, but that you learn and you know why we have some answers. So when you see answers, you're able to know why we have some answers. Okay, so I will just go through the task and see if there's anyone I need to attend to, then I will just attend to it. Now I've told us how we can use the man and the air pages. Now for here, it says create a script that creates an alias, and then the name of the alias is ls, and the value is this. So it's simple. So simply you're just going to say alias, of course, after your share bank. So alias space, you put the name, which is ls, equals to, then you put rom, you give a space, the asterisk, and you close it. So this is now assigning this value to this. So this is all for this question. All right, this is all for this question. Question 1 says create a script that prints hello, where the user is the current Linux user. Of course, that is simple. So you are going to use the echo command. You use the echo command and then you print hello, which is this thing, hello user, which says the user is the current Linux user. So we are just going to type user. So when you hit user, whoever is a user, because this environmental variable, whoever is a user is going to show the name of the person that is a user at that point in time. Okay, so that's why you are using user. So we are saying that whatever name is the value inside this user, when we hit this, it should give us hello user. So I didn't show us this. You can actually pipe sentences to this. So let's do something. So if I say, let's say I gave this let me say name. Okay, I don't know why I'm just using name. So we can use anything. Let's say John now. You can use anything, not just name, so you don't get confused. So let's say John, and we're going to say he is, okay, no. So let's just say good boy, right? Let's say good boy and hit enter. So now, if we want to make a sentence with this, we can just simply say echo John, no, let's use another name. Echo Alice is a, all right. So now we're going to now look for where we have good boy, which is John, and hit enter. So now you see Alice is a good boy. So we have concatenated this. So using a sentence, Alex is A, we look for John, which is the environmental variable, and then we say John is a good boy. So this is exactly what is here. Hello, user. So the user now is the current user of the system, but the user is not in small letters. Remember, because is a name that has a value, a value inside. Is a name that have a value inside. So it's going to be capital letter and then preceded by the $sign. Okay, so that is it for question number 1. And then question number 2 says that we should print, add action to the path, path, which is path, and then action should be the last directory. So that is also quite simple. So just add a path. So you're just going to echo your path. So your path is in capital letters, remember, always. So your path, and then you are going to now echo it. So you give it to your path, which is equals to path, equals to path, the $sign, path, and then the action which they ask you to add. So it is very, very easy, like very, very easy. So you just, because they say add action to the path, okay, add action to the path. So this, of course, is going to be a path because it's add action to a path. So it's going to be a path. So all you need to do is just to echo your path, and then they say the action should be the last thing that you have. So you just echo your path, and then you put your path there. All right, so you put path equals to the $sign path, and then your column, then followed by the name of the file, which is / action. That is all for this question. Okay, and question 3, create a script that counts the number of directories in the path. So this is also quite simple. Of course, you know that when you want to count, you're going to use the WC, sorry, this is capital letter, WC-L. So that is to count. So if you are going to create a script that will count the number of directories, then definitely you are going to use the path. So you use the path, okay? So use the path to count the number of directories. Then you're also going to translate, because you need to put each path in a new line. That is it. So like I said, I already have the answers in the Google document that is attached to the link of this video, description of this video, so you can just go through it. I'm just trying to go through it and see if there are, some areas I will need to touch. Create a script that lists environmental variables. Of course, to list environmental variables, you just use the print env. Print env. Of course, you know that with all your script, you should have the script constant before you type your command. So print env is your answer. Question number 5 says create a script that lists all local variables. So this is just set to list all local variables. Okay. Question 6 says create a script that creates a new local variable. So this is simple. We've been doing this all the while. This is very simple, so I expect that we should know this already. So how do we create a script that creates a new local variable? So what's the name? The name is best. Okay, the name is best. So we're just going to create a script and say best equals to school. Simple. So just best, you see that it's capital letter because it's the name, equals to, and then your column, and then you say school. That is all they want you to do. All right, so single column or double will work. Single quote or double quote will work. So that is all they want you to do here. So this is the name and this is the value. So you are creating a script and saying that, okay, whenever we call best, then school should appear. Question 7 says create a script that creates a new global variable. The only difference between this and the local variable is that this is going to have a spot because it's a foreign person. So it's the same this thing, but here we're just going to have the export command because it's a foreign man. All right, but the other thing is the same, constant. So export and then the name of the file and the value of the file. Okay, let's go to question 8. Question 8, create a script that prints the result of the addition of, let me bring this down, of the addition. Create a script that prints the result of the addition of 128 with the value stored in the environmental variables true knowledge, followed by a new line. So we've done this. I have done this already, but let's just do it again. I've done this already. Remember when I was showing us how you can this is what we've done already, and this is what they're asking us to do. Okay, so let's so how do you create a script that will add to 128? And now we have that the script is inside this value or variable, which is the name. So how do we create that script? It's actually very simple. So we're just going to use just what we did here before. So we're using the echo command preceded by the $sign, and then this, the double this thing, and then we're saying 128 is addition. So 128 plus the $sign and then the name they gave us, which is true knowledge. And then we close this. So this is all for this question. So we're just creating a script that when we add it, if we add 128 plus this, it will give us an answer. So write a script that prints the value of the addition of 128 with the value stored in the environmental variables true knowledge, followed by a new line. So you remember that now it's not a problem. Now why I didn't pay attention to that new line is because this is echo command. So if we are using a printf command, then we must add the /n, all right, \n to it. But since we're using the echo command will automatically print it on a new line, so that's not a problem. And then like we did here, we added 10 to the value name. So when we call on the value name, is now saying 10 plus 10. So here is 128 plus whatever they have added into true knowledge, and it will give us our answer. So that is all they want us to do here. So it's simple. Question 9 says, write a script that prints the value of power divided by divide, followed by a new line. So power and divide are environmental variables. Okay, so they're environmental variables, so that means there's going to be a $sign that will precede each of the names. So how do you write this script? Of course, it's similar to what we've done before, but this is raised to power, and I said that raised to power is double asterisk. Okay, double asterisk. So how do you write that? Let me see. Write a script that prints the result of power divided by divide. Sorry, divided by, not raised to power, guys. Divided by. So it's going to be the / because it's divide. You know, / is for divide. So how do we write this script? Of course, we are going to write our echo command. So we just say echo, and then the $sign, then this, and then we now. So we're adding power to divide. So we're saying power divided by divide. That is all. Power divided by divide. So how do we do that? Environmental variables, they say they are. So we're going to use this, the $sign, and we say power divided by environmental variable. So divide, and then we close our brackets. That is it. That is all they want us to do in this task, and we are good to go. Of course, it's just simple shear arithmetic. You can just go through it, and we're entering C that will be doing more serious calculations. So that is just about it. Now question 10 says, write a script that displays the result of breadth to the power love. Okay, breadth and love are environmental variables. The script should display the result followed by a new line. So this is the same thing, but here now is saying to the power, which I was trying to explain, raised to the power. So this we're going to use the double greater than the double asterisk sign. So how do we create this script? Of course, we're going to say echo, right, and then the $sign, followed by our two this thing, and then they say breadth. So we are writing breadth, all right, raised to the power, so that means it's double asterisk of love, and then we close our brackets. So that is what they just want us to do, all right, using the raised to power. So that is for sheer arithmetic. Question 10. Question 11, write a script that converts a number from base 2 to base 10. The number in base 2 is stored in the environmental variable binary. The script should display number in base 10 followed by a new line. Of course, we are using, so if we're using a printf, we need to add the \n, but with the echo, there's no need for the \n. So how do we write this command now? Okay, so pay attention, guys, because this is now a bit tricky. We are writing a script that we convert from binary to base 10, okay? So how do we do this? Writing a script that converts from binary to base 10. Of course, you know that binary is just zeros and one, zeros and one, zeros and one, zeros and one. And while base 10 is where you have 10, you have 20, you have 4, blah, 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 blah. So that's base 10, all right? So if we are to convert from base 2 to base 10, base 2 to base 10, then we're going to use this command. All right, so we're using this command. We'll use, if we're using the echo command, no need for the new line, like I said. So we'll just say echo, and then we're going to use the, how is it called again? The curly braces. This, yep, curly braces. And here, we're just going to add our base 2, hash base 2, yep, and then that is what they want us to do. So, and then they say the number in base 2 is stored in the environmental variable binary. So we now look for the environmental variable, which is binary, okay, and then we can close our curly braces. So this is how you can write a script that converts a number from base 2 to base 10. So the base 2 is because it's in base 2, so we need to have base 2, and then to convert it to base 10, and then they say that number is an environmental variable called binary. So this is simply how you can write this particular code, okay? So let's see our next task, which is task 12, because this is 11. Task 12 says create a script that prints all possible combination of two letters except this. Letters are lower cases from 0 to Z, A to Z, and one combination per line. The output should be alpha ordered, starting with AA. Do not print this. Your script should contain maximum 64 characters. Okay. So now we are going to introduce ourselves to this command. So let's do this. If I do echo, all right, curly braces, and I do A, capital A to Z, and I close my curly braces, see what I'm going to have. A, B, C, D in capital letters to Z, all right? If I do echo with my curly braces and I say small a dot dot Z, and I close, it's going to write this for me, all right, in small letters. What if I do echo curly braces, and here I say Z dot dot A? What is going to happen? It's going to start counting or displaying from Z to A, all right? So that is the command we're going to use for this. Now let's say I do this. I do this space. I'm just going to do the same thing. Space Z dot dot A and enter. So it's going to print that twice for me. Yeah, it's going to print that twice for me. So what if I do this? Echo this, and then I don't put a space between them. So this is what it has printed. Now, if you go through it, you will see that I'm looking for. So you see that it will print plus the OO. Now they say when we are printing this combination, they say write a script that prints all possible combinations of two letters except OO. So now you see that as we print this combination, there's also a combination that comes with OO. All right, but they say we shouldn't print OO. All right, so now we're going to write a script that will help us to print this without OO. Because if we print this combination, if we do see, so if we print this combination, let's say I do this again, then we're going to have a place where it will be OOO, right? So if I do this again, I say Z dot A and enter. So we're going to have where it will say OOO, all right? Because it's combination. OOO. I hope we can see that, where we see our OOO. This is quite much, but you can see that each letter now, they have three combinations here. They have three combinations here. I'm trying to look for OOO. I can see COO. I've not seen OOO. Let's go down. No, it should be, I think, I don't know. Since we started from Z, so let's see. Since we started from Z, so I'm thinking that it should be somewhere around. So we can see OOO. I think I just need to give up at this point, and you can't see OOO. All right. Let's clear our terminal and then let's write. Oh, our terminal just ran into trouble now. So let's open a new terminal. Okay. So now they ask us to write this, but that we shouldn't print at any point. We shouldn't print OO. And then one combination per line. The output should be alpha ordered starting with AA. Do not print this. Okay, so let's see how we can print that. So how do we print that now? So we're going to print, just pay attention. We're going to print with the echo command. And we will say, of course, it's A to Z here. So we're going to say A dot Z. And we close this. And then we'll say, open it again and say A without a space dot Z. And we close this. So that is the first thing they want us to do. So now, for us to be able to print this with a new line and without printing a combination OO and us starting in a new line, we're going to pipe this. So let's use the pipe command. So we just translate this. All right, and then we're going to say this followed by, let's add a new line character, which I think even without a new line it will still work. And then we'll pipe it again to grep. So why are we piping it to grep? To remove OO. So dash V, and then we're going to say OO. Okay. So dash V OO. We now, grep is to sort in a particular order. So we are saying that look for a combination called OO, and with a dash V, remove it. So if you see it, remove it from this. So let's see. Okay. I hope it's because of, I hope this will work. Let's see. 3 strings. Okay, I don't know why that. I don't know why it's showing us that. Let me clear this first. And let me see if this works. Okay, so this works. this works. So let me just use this and say grep and then I'm going to say -v oo, and let me see if that works. So for the first one we have oo here. After the na we have oo here. For the second one with the -v, after the na, okay, we still have oo here. So this didn't work. Let's bring that command back. Ctrl C. Let's bring that command back and let's pipe it and see if clear. Okay, this guy is just running into trouble. So let's bring that command back. I need to pick another distance. So that guy is running into trouble because it's a script, and with Ubuntu, even though it's a script, it's supposed to work. So, but that is a command. Let's move on. I just wanted to show us how it works. Let's move on to see if there's. So this is float. So we've treated this while I was trying to explain. This is a float. Write a script that prints a number with 2 decimal places followed by the new line. So this is quite simple. Let's say the number will be stored in the environmental variable num. So this is quite simple. How do we do that? We are going to use, obviously, the printf. So because it's the printf that will help you to print a float. So printf, and then we're going to use this single quote, then the format specifier, which is float. All right, followed by a new line, so /n, and let's close this, and then space. What are we looking for? We are looking for num. So, and then num is environmental variable, so we're going to put a $sign there. Now they said write a script that prints a number with 2 decimal places. So like I said, if you just print it like this, if the number that is inside this num, let's say the number that's inside this num is 10 points, this, it will come out like that. So they say we should print it to 2 decimal places. So what are we going to do? We're going to add a period and 2 here, like we did when I was trying to show us this. So this will help us to print only whatever is in the non-variable will come out something like this. After the number is just going to be 2 into 2 decimal places. So that is all they want us to do here. All right. And question. Okay, so that is all for this. I have not jumped into the advanced tasks, but you can check the link, the Google form, and then you see the answers there, and also follow the resources to complete that. So thank you so much for joining, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, please just let us know so we can do more of this, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up. See you again in the next video. Bye.